right now on Colonial Sports Center. We're going to kick it into overdrive with the football squad. Beautiful there. Then we're going to head out to the pitch where things just get a little bit dirty. And then finally, we're going to go for the kill on the hard court. We're big in Brazil. Colonial Sports Center, next. Hey, thanks there for joining us, and thank you for having electricity because you're watching one smart show, that being Colonial Sports Center. I'm Dan Yost, and next to me is the always incomparable Chris Baginski. And Chris, this weekend, huge weekend for the Colonials. Men's ice hockey making their first appearance at the Neville Island Sports Rink, and football coming back to the Jowa.
Yes, and it was also a pretty big weekend last week as well because the Colonial football team had a must-win matchup, and I believe you have more on that.
That I do. This past weekend looked to be a pivotal crossroad for the 2008 edition of the Robert Morris football team. With a 2-5 record, a sub-500 conference standing, and Joe Sedeke suffering a season and most likely career-ending injury, strong feelings had emerged from the Colonial supporters about the idea of benching seniors such as quarterback Eric Sawinski in favor of gaining experience for the underclass players most likely to take starting roles next season. The one person who didn't follow this idea was Coach Joe Walton, whose only changes to the lineup were to work around injuries. Could the Colonials find their winning ways as they take on the Wagner Seahawks? Beautiful. Colonials taking on the Seahawks. And Chris, what is a Seahawk?
I don't know, Dan. What is a Seahawk?
Seahawk happens to be a hawk that flies over the sea.
Makes
Beautiful.
sense.
Seahawks quarterback Matt Abbey, 2nd and 6, throws to the sideline, and Rolf Bathel snipes it and jumps the route. Zip-a-dee-doo-dah, zip-a-dee-day. Go in the distance. He's all by himself to celebrate, taking a quick little air breath, and the rest of the Colonials come to celebrate. Bob up 7-0 after 1. Now with 7-3, it's 1st and 10 from the 19. Sawinski going to step up and air it out. Shadrae King is all alone, and that's happy for us as he appears to be a little happy with the 6 points he gets there, doing the air chest bump and the up and down, another air chest bump like that. Beautiful times for the Colonials. Sawinski doing the same thing, getting more air time than Regis Philbin. 56 yards is how he's going to do this one. Sherrod Evers, the person he's going to receive. You want your boy to throw 50 yards, you give him 50 yards. Then he's going to complete the drive by going 7 yards to King. Just like that, 21-3, and my friends, the route is on. Rain now going to be coming down as we take the second half of the game. Abbey's pass is going to be complete to Kyle Trueblood, but then guess what? He's going to get stripped worse than a first-time burlesque dancer. Michael Landers picks up the loose ball. He's going to find blocks all around. There's just bodies flying everywhere as the rain's coming down. Finds some open field in front of him. He's going for it all. He's not going to give up. 59 yards, and he's in. Happy days are here for the Colonials. 28-3. Points for everyone day as Miles Russ hits a hole the size of the Grand Canyon. Take a look. He's in there for the 2-yard TD run. Colonials are going to win this one 35-3. King, 2 touchdowns, 23 reception yards. Sawinski, 11 for 22 and 2 touchdown passes, as you just saw. Their next game is going to be Saturday, home at the Jowa versus CCSU. Game time, 1 p.m.
Heading into Long Island this past weekend, the Colonials were in dire need of a victory. Following a strong performance on Saturday, they got one.
Well, I think a lot of things has been us just focusing and coming together. I mean, because practice, we look good. We do the same things that we should be doing. Like, we're a very talented team. We could have, I would bet us on any team in our conference because I already feel as though we're that talented to beat any team. But we have to pull together, and that's one thing that we haven't been doing that much. So that's the biggest thing, is that we were coming together and now we're starting to gel.
The Colonials did well in every area of the game, but it was the defense that garnered the most attention.
Oh, I have to give credit to the defense and the special teams. Defense really, they scored 14 points, but they really scored more than that because they gave us the ball when needed, And it took us, the offense, a little while to get in the groove, but the defense and special teams just did a great job. I just want to thank Ferguson, the coach, and he got our defense put together, and we just came out with a win.
The victory on Saturday was only the third win of the year for the Colonials, but a sophomore running back says the way they played in that dominating win was the way they have played all season, even in the close defeats.
I don't think we did anything differently. We just have, tough losses and losing some close games. So I think we didn't do anything that much different. But like the other games that we did win, that we just finished. Defense played a wonderful game. It helped the offense because it was real rough on the beginning of the game. But the defense played real well, and I think that was the reason why we pulled this out.
As dusk approaches on this year's football season, the Robert Morris Colonials hope that they can finish off the season strong. And seeing how they've won 2 of their last 3 contests, they've proven that they certainly have the capacity to do just that. Reporting from Joe Walton Stadium, Chris Baginski, Colonial Sports Center. And here's a look at the standings here. There you can see Robert Morris tied for 4th with Central Connecticut State, who they are facing, as previously mentioned, this weekend at the Joe. You've got Sacred Heart, Albany, and Monmouth all above them. It's still possible for Robert Morris to win the conference, but quite a few pieces would have to fall into place. Heading into this weekend, the Colonials women's soccer team had only 1 conference victory, so every game from this point on could be considered a must-win. They had a twofer versus teams from the Big Apple as they faced Wagner and LIU to close out the home season. The football team beat Wagner, but how did the footy team do? Let's find out. First game was against Wagner, and Dan, what's a Seahawk?
Chris, I have no idea. Why don't you let me know?
I believe it's a hawk that flies over the sea.
Nice.
Anyway, we'll start out in the first half. That is Brianna Bell setting it up for Kathleen Caggiano, and offside. Bit of disappointment there. Now Brooke Keeney with a scoring chance. Caitlin Dilau makes easy work of that, though. But Keeney will get another chance, and just look at this nice little flick right to the far corner. That's some good football right there. In fact, let's see it again.
Out of the air, that's beautiful.
Yes,
That's
very
cute.
nice.
Useful shot there.
On to the second half. Jessica Weary putting it past Leslie Reed off the rebound, and we're all square at 1. Now on to extra time. Deneen Stavnato shoots, and it looks like a good stop, but hold on a second. Let's take a closer look at that. The defender's leg is across the line. The ball's across the line. It's a goal. 2-1, Bobby Moe wins. John Kowalski spoke afterwards.
Well, we were dominating in the first half, and they came back with a pretty good goal with a little bit of a minute to go, and we had to win another time. I think we deserve to win. Well, we're going to prepare for LIU. That is much faster, stronger team. So we're going to play a little bit differently. We're going to observe them a little bit and do some fast breaking, counter-attacking.
Okay, well, if you like one game, how about a second? Colonial's taking on the LIU Blackbirds. Chris, what is a black? Actually, never mind. We'll just skip that question altogether. Okay, first half off the corner kick. Brenda Sassoon, she's going to have a chance to get her boots on this one. She's going to kind of waver on it. She's going to go off to the side. Later on, Jennifer Tobar putting one not into a corner, so it's not going to be a goal. Now in the 39th minute, Ariana Cauldron shoots right to left. Delau has no chance. Blackbirds up 1-0 at the half. Now second half, Meadows puts one off the crossbar. Delau can't get to it. And Calderon takes out the trash, 2-0 LIU. 79th minute, Sassu, she's going to get her boot on the ball and the goaltender. Cagliano's going to bury it into the open net. Take a second look, 2-1. The goaltender will not return for LIU. Now, later on in the game, the new goaltender, Amy Johnson, comes in to replace the injury there. She's going to make the big play of the day by coming out of the net. And she's going to absolutely own Jessica Stubbs. Comes out, big one there. Blackbirds fly home winners, 2-1. Well, while my Reading squad may have lost this past Tuesday, we can't all be losers. Let's go take out to the hard court here in a little bit. Some volleyball coming on the way for all of you after this.
To right down to football. Bryce, a whole lot going on this season, but I can't go back now. And I doubt that our Dean Taylor.
That is great.
Colonial Sports Center. You ready?
The volleyball team was busy this weekend with a pair of games, and like seemingly every other Bobby Moe team this weekend, they played Wagner. So let's go out to the court and see what went down. Now, I got to ask Dan, what is a Seahawk?
I don't know. What could that possibly be?
Let's see, this is Hofstra. So
we will answer that question later.
There you can see Bobby Moe just able to sneak it in there. And then getting the point off the deflection onto the second set. And then yet another point off the deflection, a nice dig. Able to get that one just past. And then look at this. Just able to keep it alive, but no. Nice point there by Bobby Moe. Now on to the third set. They're going to need this one, and ooh, not a good start to the third set. And this just sums up the entire match right there. 3-0, Hofstra winning, and Emily Wolftie spoke
Hofstra
afterwards.
had a very quick offense. They had a very quick set to the outside and to the back and to the middle. Therefore, our middles were constantly having to read. And it was really difficult we came out physically on the floor, but mentally we weren't ready to play. And we definitely went away with it as a good learning experience as a team. Things we have to work on, goals we have to work on in practice individually and as a team. And I think we'll look into this into practice this coming week, what we can do for our upcoming competition against LIU.
Well, how will we take on the Wagner Seahawks now? And Chris, I'll ask you, what is a Seahawk?
I don't know. What is it?
I think for the third and final time, it might be a hawk that flies over the sea. Now into the second game. Amanda Graham, apparently she's being really tricky with this because, well, Wagner can't really seem to return a single thing. That one goes between there. That one just hitting off the legs there. Huge game there. Bob is going to take game 2, 25-19. Now into the third game. Colonial's in the far court. Colonial's continuing to dominate. They end up with a 303 attack percentage to Wagner's 101. That's just a little silly, if I may say so myself. Some more stats for y'all. Robert Morris, 49 kills, 14 were by Emily Wolthies. 11 service aces, 11 blocks, 47 digs. Colonial's absolutely dominating every aspect of this contest, and that's what we like to see from a team that's looking to win the NEC. Good stuff there as Colonials go on to win this one, 3 games, 20-19-17.
The game against Wagner was a really good turning point for our team, I believe. We really came out ready to play. Different than Hofstra, we came out mentally and physically ready to just dominate and not to ever give them an in for this game. We started off really strong right away, and we just took it point for point. It was really encouraging to see that. We really came together on the court with our team chemistry, with our communication. We knew what we had to do, and we did it. We have a really strong team this year, and we've had our struggles, we've had our ups and downs, but we also have dealt with them. We've worked on goals individually, and we've worked on goals as a team. And upcoming, we have some tough conference games, but we're going to be able to come out on the court and do what we have to do to win those games.
This past Sunday, the Robert Morris women's field hockey team concluded their 2008 home campaign with a 2-1 upset victory over the Bobcats of Quinnipiac. On the score sheet for Bobby Moe would be freshman Haley Botha and senior Maddie Carroll. The Bob victory is their 5th of the season, easily breaking the previous single-season record and putting the good girls within reach of the NEC tournament. Not a bad way to celebrate Senior Day. To capture the moment and the records of the feelings, CSC's own Josh Lasasse filed this report.
8 freshmen, 1 sophomore, 4 juniors, 4 seniors, 1 17 girls. 5, 12, and 0. 1 win away.
Last year we lost.
We've improved drastically from last season. This is our 5th year as a team.
We've never been to the NECs.
It's a great season that they've given us. It'd be all worth it.
History will be born for a women's field hockey team. Last Sunday, the girls defeated the 5-9 Quinnipiac Bobcats on senior night.
Give something back to our seniors after the great season that they've given us. Help them to win the game. That's most important to them, dearest to their hearts.
It felt amazing, especially since last year we lost senior day and it felt awful.
The win over Quinnipiac puts the girls in reach of the NEC tournament. The only thing standing in their way, the red flash of St. Francis.
Well, we always go back and forth with them. One year we beat them, one year we lost them, so it's really going to be a head-to-head game.
It means a lot. I mean, we've never been to the NECs, so it's kind of a big deal. Friday, we have our game against St. Francis at night. So, I mean, we definitely want to walk away with a W and go to the NECs for the first time ever.
Win or lose, this Colonials team certainly has a bright future in front of them.
Work hard. Work hard individually, because when you take care of yourself and everybody's taking care of themselves, that's when the team really works. Because you're not playing just for yourself, you're playing for the team as well. I see us reaching the NCAA finals, hopefully in my junior year, which is 2 years from now. And we're going to go for some rings, with those NCAA rings. We're going to be a strong team, and by our senior year, we'll be unbeaten.
Tomorrow, the Colonials have to catch the red flash standing still. If they beat St. Francis, they move on to uncharted territories. Reporting from Joe Walton Stadium, Josh Elsass, Colonial Sports Center.
Sunday was senior day for the women's soccer team, and it was a time to look ahead for several Colonial players. Todd Lewis caught up with a few of the seniors and talked about their plans for the future.
This past weekend was senior day for the women's Colonial soccer team as they played against Long Island University. Graduating seniors included midfielder Brenda Sessu, goalkeeper Caitlin DeLal, and defenders Jess Weary, Emily Schock, and Heather Nisnick. Although the Lady Colonials are disappointed by missing their shot to the playoffs this year, the seniors still have some memories to take away from their time here at Robert Morris.
My favorite memory would have to be when we traveled to Las Vegas. This past season we played UNLV and we came out with a win when they were ranked 25 in the nation. And then on Sunday we beat Idaho. And so we won that tournament. We came home all pumped up, and it was just a really good confidence booster for us.
The seniors believe that with their experience and wisdom of the game that they leave behind will be beneficial to the upcoming underclassmen for next season.
Our team next year is definitely going to come back with some strength. We've got a lot of talent in the freshman class this year, the sophomores as well. We're going to really need a keeper. We're losing our keeper and the defensive line, a lot of seniors, but for the most part, next year's team should be pretty successful. We've got Kathleen Caggiano, who's one of the best players in the conference. Jess Sherrick, also a very technical player. Jamie Mora tore ACL this year, but she comes back next year. It should be a great season.
The Lady Colonials look to end their season on a positive note as they face Sacred Heart and Fairleigh Dickinson away this weekend. From the Nicholson Center, Todd Lewis, Colonial Sports Center.
Hey, well, bust out your Bobby Moe volleyball stats, because after the break, Gretchen Adler is going to be sitting down with number 16 on your rosters and number 1 in our hearts. Cassie Lee, will she give Adler the pass or just go for the kill? Find out next.
Colonial Sports Center. You ready?
Endurance. Commitment. Sacrifice. Rowing is the ultimate team sport. The Robert Morris University women's rowing team is looking for walk-ons. If you're strong, athletic, and have a great attitude, we'd love to have you on the team. You have nothing to lose.
I'm David Dietrich.
And I'm Susan Defino.
Our extension is 3865.
Colonial Sports Center. You ready?
Good evening, Colonial sports fans. I'm Gretchen Adler, here tonight with senior volleyball star Cassie Lee. Thank you so much for coming on the show tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, sure. Now, I want to start off by asking you, you guys look really good this year. You are 3-0 in the NEC, and you've been working really hard. You guys are actually tied for first place against Long Island. What do you think the team has been working on specifically that has brought you guys to this point?
I think our greatest thing is our strength to come in together as a team and to be able to play well together and always play and fight for each other during our games and especially during practices.
Right. Now you guys actually play them this Saturday at home. What do you think the chances are of you guys being able to break the tie?
I think this is a good year for us to actually to compete well against them. We've lost them the last 3 years I've been here. But they lost some really good players last year, and we've gained some really good freshmen. And I think all together, our team is very strong, and that it should be an overall very good competition between the two teams.
Right. Now, you said you have a lot of good players this season, and I know Alyssa Bennett is one of them, and she's actually a freshman, brand new to the team. But she broke a school record not too long ago. I think it was about 2 weeks ago, and with a triple-double, and that's never happened here at Robert Morris. What future do you see in her here at Robert Morris?
I think she's going to have a great future here. She is so strong just as a freshman coming on, being able to be our setter and lead our team offensively and defensively. And overall, I think she's going to improve so much in the next 4 years. And I'm kind of sad this is my last year to play with her.
Yeah. Now, since you have been here for 4 years, what growth and improvement have you seen in the team since you started your freshman year?
I feel like overall in the past 4 years, this is definitely our strongest as friendship as a team, where anywhere from a freshman to the seniors, we're all friends, we're very close. We talk on and off the court a lot. We just overall, I think we're just a very strong team.
That's good. I think that's really important to be able to be close with everyone, not just, the different, grades, freshmen, sophomore, juniors. Now, since you are a senior, have you set any personal goals for yourself this season?
My personal goal is to basically win NECs, play at home for our NEC tournament. The last 3 years, we've always taken second to LIU, so my goal is to get a ring this year.
That would be exciting. That would. Now, do you have any future plans for this, after you graduate?
Basically, just to graduate in May and then go back home to San Diego, get a job, and continue playing volleyball probably on the beach.
Yeah, I was talking to you earlier, but I can't believe that you even came out here. If I was in San Diego, I'd stay out there.
I know, everyone tells me that.
Absolutely. Well, I thank you so much for joining us tonight.
You.
It was so great to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Sure. Now, folks, stay tuned because up next, we have everyone's favorite segment of the week. The Fave 5 is coming your way. You do not want to miss this.
Right down to football. Bryce, a whole lot going on this season.
But I can't go back now.
And I doubt that our Dean Taylor...
That is great.
Colonial Sports Center. You ready?
that ball. Green also tries to utilize the hill, but his rebound is just a little short.
Indeed.
We're going to say that orange is probably the best shot so far on the hole. The shot for par just lips the hole so close. Quiet in the audience, quiet please.
Just wide.
Just a bit outside. It's a tight shot. But he'll just be able to tap it and get a 3, get a par.
Hey, you know what everyone loves? Besides cookies and milk? Fave 5! Okay, number 5, let's go out to the hard court. Back out there at Wagner. Hannah Veith laying it down like a pro. Look at it getting up and coming right back down. That's a beautiful play if I may say so myself. Which I just did.
Oh, you did. I heard you.
You did.
Number 4, the save that almost was, but wasn't. It was, in fact, a Deneen Stevenato goal. And if you take a closer look, yep, that ball's across the line. That's a goal.
I love how we keep saying that like we really can't even tell anyways. Anyways, number 3, look at the sight line there. Rolf Bathel jumping the route and going for the land of milk and cookies. Happy days are here. Speed up, slow it down, take 6 points. That makes me cry.
Number 2, Brenda Sassu. Take a look at this. Putting it past Christine Delashmut.
I can't believe she has a
take a
name
look
like
at that. Oh, she just got jobbed.
She was out of the game after that.
Myself, yeah.
Beautiful. It makes me happy when you say job. I love it. Okay, number 1, back to the gridiron. Second half of play. Kyle Trueblood picks up the ball and then gets stripped by Mikey Landon. Mikey likes it. Well, watch this. This is always fun to watch defensives play offense and offensives play defenses because no one knows what to do. Everyone just runs around, and guess what? Those are 6 points the fun and happy way, and that is your Fave 5. Good times here for the Colonials. Big win for that team as they need to get back on the right track, the right sort of things. You have to love it.
Definitely, and if they can win out, they'll actually finish above 500 if I'm not mistaken.
Which would be a beautiful thing to happen for this squad. We can see what happens. Big game this weekend against the CCSU on Saturday at 1 o'clock. Good times there. But yeah, that's how it works there. But other huge Colonial action coming up this weekend we'll talk about in just a second. But right now I want to remind you that Colonial Sports Center can be seen on the web. RMUsports.com. We paid for the rights to it and everything, I swears to you. You can contact us and you can watch every show, the new shows, the old shows, or shows from a couple of years ago. It's all there, RMUsports.com. Checks it out. And on that RMUsports.com, we want to find out stuff from you. What do you want to see on your Colonial Sports Center? If you were in charge of the world, if you're in charge of this half hour, what would you want to see? You could go to RMUsports.com and contact us, or contact our producer directly, Nazari Dorash. You see it right there at thegmail.com. That's how you can get in touch with the show.
And there is plenty of action this weekend for all you crazies. Men's soccer, okay. On to the programming for RMU Channel 98. We've got RMU Live Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:30. RMU Tonight is on Tuesday at 9:30. And as I'm sure you're already aware, Colonial Sports Center is on 9:30. And let's take a look at that home sports graphic again. We've got Quinnipiac Friday at 3 p.m. Men's ice hockey against Alabama Huntsville Friday and Saturday at 7:35. Central Connecticut State will visit the Jowa Saturday at 1. Happening at the exact same time, volleyball against Long Island, 1 p.m. Saturday, and Sunday at 1 p.m. men's soccer against the Blue Devils.
Absolutely. Now, we just talked about that football team and big win for them. But I want to be a little more honest with everyone right now. They're playing for a 500 record. At the same time as their game on Saturday, women's volleyball taking on LIU. Huge contest for the #1 spot in the conference. I'm just saying, if you want to condense all your resources into the big match, I know everyone's probably going to go to football, but I want to see some people show up at the Chucky Soul Center to watch our girls beat those Blackbirds of LIU. Huge contest. Girls don't like to lose at home. This is a big one. I want everyone to be there. Absolutely.
Well put, Dan.
Thank you very much. Well, for all of us here, this is Chris. I am Dan. There's a lot of people upstairs and some people behind the cameras. They want to all say thanks to everyone there. Everyone watching, see you next week. Go Bob. Let's go.
Go Bob.
Yes.